Have y'all ever noticed one thing? This whole narrative that there's this attack on people of color and everything. It's very biased. It's biased because we want people to treat us fairly. But yet, over any little, whether it's the way you look, how you dress, how you act, there's everybody, whether you're black, Spanish, Asian, white. There's some that are nerdy, some that are into shit that you may laugh at and whatnot. It's just funny to me that the ones that get discriminated against are so quick to look at someone and judge them and do the very same thing that they hate being done to them. It's so easy to just blame somebody else and say, no, they're after us. No, that they're this and that. But when presented with facts, you don't want to see it. You don't want to know why. Because humanity, people, society, however you want to place it, categorize it, nobody likes the hard truth. You want everybody to see it your way. Well, let me tell you, that's not the case. And how you feel don't matter. It really doesn't, because life don't give a fuck about that. Same thing with a job. The ones that complain the most about a job, the job they're in, what they have to do. Oh, I don't get paid enough. Yes, the fuck you do get paid enough. You don't deserve that race. You don't deserve to earn more. You don't deserve that promotion because you're not putting in the effort. You're so quick to look at another employee and be like, oh, that's such and such's favorite. Oh, they're the manager's favorite. Oh, this and that. But y'all not putting in that 100% work. You're already going in feeling like you don't get paid enough to do your role. The very thing that you applied for. Knowing what the expectations are. You work at a department store. There's a mess. Clothes not being put up. Whatever the case. You don't want something that's outside of your scope. Outside of what you think that you have to do. And you expect a manager to give you a raise. To give you that promotion. No. And especially nowadays. Everybody wants to feel entitled. Everybody wants to feel like they're more important than what the fuck they really are. Honestly. But you're not. You're not. So you look at those that actually put in the work. The hard work. The labor. The hours. The commitment. The focus. And you just make up excuse after excuse after excuse to validate your very shallow, like, it holds no weight because you're not putting in the effort. I see it all the time. I see it at my job. I see you come in. I see you already pissed off. And it's hilarious how somebody who sits there and who fucking levels with you and who tries to resonate with you and have your back. The moment that somebody could come in with a different style, whether it's a hat, no matter what it is, y'all looking at a motherfucker sideways, and it's us that does it. It's people of color that do it the most. This whole Democrat, Republican thing, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Because in this world, in this life, you have to give 110%. And if you don't do it, why the fuck should anything be handed to you? What makes you think that you're so special? What are you contributing to society? You're not contributing nothing. Nothing. And yeah, social media kind of gives everybody a little platform and whatnot. But when I'm out on the streets, when I leave my house and I go to work, do you know how many motherfuckers every single day I see just standing around outside of gas stations at the same bus stops? They're not waiting for the bus. They're taking up space and they're up to no good. They're fucked up in the brain, and every single day they just get more fucked up. Because it's easy to just get fucked up. It's easy to not want to work. And to stand there at every single fucking corner asking. Let me rephrase that. No, I take that back. Not asking. Demanding fucking money. I work sometimes 50 plus hours a week. Okay? When I get off work, I go and I earn more money. I have the scrap metal thing. I go and I bust my ass. On my days off, I pick up scrap metal. I pick up extra earnings that I bust my hands, my body for, from already being sore from working my full-time job. And people have the nerve at every single intersection to demand money and get mad when I don't give it to that specific person that's fucking asking for it. Fuck you. You're pieces of shit. You're waste. Because you're not doing nothing to help yourself. How easy is it for somebody to go and hey, can I get this? Hey, can I get... Why the hell? I see other people that are homeless, that have cans, that are actually making shit from the little leaves, like when you're at church and they make the cross and fucking rose and all that. Most people don't even do that. You're spineless, lazy, and you make up excuse after excuse. When are we gonna actually face the hard truth, the hard reality? That racism is a perpetual cycle that we keep putting on. Spanish people, black people, anybody of color. I grew up around everybody. Middle to lower class income, neighborhoods, communities. We're the most racist motherfuckers. We really are. Because we think that everybody's out to get us. And instead, and we deal with it. And instead of learning from it and trying to change the narrative, everything gets blamed on white people. Every fucking thing. It's pathetic at this point. It's pathetic. Every fucking thing. What do we do to ourselves? What do we do with the crime against ourselves, how we hate on each other and everything? Nobody wants to look at that. Nobody wants to deal with that shit. But you get mad at somebody pointing it out. And like sheep, y'all are herd together. Hating. Hate. And then you want to bitch about hate being committed against you. Come on now. It's pathetic as fuck. On the road, how many of y'all are distracted? Everybody likes to say, oh, the older people, say it's the younger people that are always on their phones and they're not paying attention. Let's be real. Everybody does it. There is a lack of life on the road. Nobody cares about the other person on the road. Because everybody has to get what they're... And why are you rushing? Because you don't have your life right. You don't have your priorities right. You're already leaving late. You're already agitated. You're already anxious. You're already trying to fucking haul ass and speed and not care. And on top of all that, everybody's on their fucking phone. Old people, young people. It's a disregard for those around you and a disregard for the lives around you. Because everybody's so cooped up. Because the internet is safe. It's a safe haven to hate, to talk that shit. When you're in your car, you're in your little safe space because you're enclosed. So you don't give a fuck about that car. But that car could have kids, babies. Nobody thinks about that. How many times do I see people, when you switch lanes, no signal, running stop signs, running red lights, tailgating, road raging. Everybody's huffing and puffing and beating on their chest in the car, going all nuts. Not realizing the potential for tragedy that you cause every single day, every single time you're on the road. Nobody wants to walk anymore. People look down on riding on the bus. But let me tell you something. How many of y'all motherfuckers actually have the balls, the courage to go out and be in the community, to walk, to go ride on the city bus? You're too scared. You're too lazy. So you're not walking. You're not going out. You're unhealthy. You're not doing the minimal workouts. You don't even have to go to the fucking gym. I hear excuse after excuse after excuse. Oh, well, I'm a trucker. Oh, well, I work and I don't have time. Bullshit. Because if you really wanted to, even at work, how many bathroom breaks do you take? How many cigarette smoke breaks do you take? You're telling me that you don't have time to get on the fucking floor, do 10 push-ups, to run in place for a little bit, to do any little fucking thing, stretch? I don't give a shit. Something to better yourself. As a kid, what did your parents tell you the most? Sit up straight. You're slouching. And as a kid, do you think we wanted to do that? Fuck no. Even something as simple as that. Fixing your posture. Taking deep breaths. It's all work. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to get out of being comfortable, being safe, being coddled. That's the fucking problem. Women talk shit about guys. Women sometimes are worse than guys. A lot of times y'all are. You don't respect a guy's space because it's a guy, right? Because already you're viewing them negative. But what's funny to me is the majority of y'all are sexist to each other when it's convenient for you. I see it all the time. You talk shit about other girls. You enable certain guys just because you want a piece of him. You want your turn. So you will enable that cheating behavior. You will enable that putting them down shit. You see what I'm saying? But guys are the worst. Guys are trying to take y'all's rights to abortion. When the majority of you have abortions, not because you're raped, not because of medical issues, because you can't keep your fucking legs closed. You're having relationships that your parents don't know about. And it has become so normal to take a life. to cut it short. You can make up whatever excuse. Oh, it's not a baby yet. It's this, that, a fetus, blah, blah, blah. It's still a fucking kid. You just cut it short. You didn't give it a chance to be born. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. And the majority of abortions, and they've been on a rise, especially since the abortion bans, it's almost like a get back. Oh, I'm going to get y'all back by killing a kid. You know that you let a motherfucker hit it raw. You know what you did that your parents don't know about shit for whatever reason, or your man don't know that you're sleeping behind his back. And you got caught in the moment and you let a motherfucker bust inside you raw. And you have the nerve to demonize guys and to be mad? Come on now. Come on now. We love pointing fingers at each other. Nobody looks in the fucking mirror. Nobody looks in the motherfucking mirror. Nobody wants to see their fucking ugly ass, all their ugly shit. Nobody. Why do you think fucking youngins are too pussy to get their ass whooped? Why do you think there's so many shootings? Who are y'all shooting? Who are y'all killing? Why is it that every single thing is fucking a blame towards white people? Do you see them doing that type of shit? Not nearly as much as we do. Look at hip hop. How many views? Go on YouTube right now and find me videos where we uplift each other or dealing with hip hop, positive shit. Look at those views compared to the negative shit. It's insane. Somebody could be speaking some positive, productive shit. 5,000, 15,000. Such and such beefing. Lil Durk this. Fucking T.I.'s son this and that. All this fucking bullshit. 500,000. Millions of views. But everybody's so quick to get bent out of shape because Kanye West said some shit. Y'all pathetic as fuck. People love drama. You love to see people down. Nobody's uplifting nobody. And the ones that do get hated on, laughed at, seen as weak. It's pathetic. The blunt truth is, no one deserves what they think they deserve. Because you're not doing what you need to do. You're not putting in that hard work. You're not getting out of that comfort zone. You want to stay safe, but talk your shit. And nobody could touch you through that screen. And I hate to say it, but I don't even know if it'll ever fucking change. I don't think so. I think all through humanity, it's always kind of been the same type shit. Whether it's getting worse or not, who knows? Maybe it's getting worse. Maybe it'll get better later on. There's always been those ups and downs throughout the decades. Masculinity goes down, goes up. Feminism is a plague. Because y'all get lost in the message. Your emotions get the best of you. And instead of helping each other, we just bash each other. And then we want to look at a certain race, a certain gender, certain agenda. There's no fucking agenda. Nobody could ever force you to do shit. Nobody's forcing your fucking kids to wear dresses. But even heterosexual families, when a little boy puts on the mom's makeup, when a little kid cusses, when they slap someone, ha ha ha. Mental health, no one's dealing with that shit. It's a burden. It's work. It's hard work, right? And now, with all these medications, it's only making everybody more kooky. Mental illness has been left untreated, and it's a big problem now because it's been a problem and it just spread like wildfire. It's a wildfire that got left to just fucking burn everything down. And now that it's burning everything down, people want to freak out and act like it's some kind of fucking epidemic. That shit's been going on for decades. Decades. Y'all didn't want to deal with it. Your parents' parents didn't want to deal with it. You make up every excuse. Pedophilia is at an all-time high. Now everybody's addicted to cartoon sex and shit. Anime bullshit. That centers around minors. Young schoolgirls. It's sick. It's sick. But because anime and cosplay is so popular now, people look past it. Fucking nerds are walking around all horny all the time watching that bullshit. It's fucking pathetic. Everything is pathetic. Instead of focusing on real issues, which is yourself. The real issue is you. And you won't deal with it because it hurts too much. Most people can't even handle a smidge of criticism. You're telling me that society is going to somehow magically better itself? Fuck that. No. No. Things are never going to get better because until people look at themselves and work on themselves and put in that hard work, can't even do a simple thing like fucking just the minimal of helping yourself. You don't have to be a nut health freak or nothing like that, a gym rat. You can do your shit. But give a little effort. Wake up a little bit earlier. Stretch. Push-ups. Do a couple sit-ups. I don't give a fuck. Run in place. Jumping jacks. Nobody does that shit. Go blend some spinach, some fucking apples, oranges. It doesn't even fucking matter. You're not. You're going to McDonald's to get your Minute Maid that was made in 3 different countries with all kind of fucking chemicals. But you look at everybody around you like they the problem. The hoods get glorified. Because you don't live in it. Because when you live in it, you see the fucking shit that you're in. You see how on edge everybody is. And it's not because white people. It's not even so much the rich. It's because you conform to the life that you live in. And you think that that's the only fucking world that you're ever going to exist in. Because you're not willing to go the extra mile. So you'll always be stuck in that shithole. I see it. I've always lived right there on the fringe of it, on the outskirts of it. And Florida's a place where you could have one very nice neighborhood, couple streets down is hood. And it doesn't matter how nice of a person you are. It doesn't matter how compassionate you are because they still look at you the same way. They'll embrace you if you act ratchet. But the moment you talk educated, the moment you try to educate yourself, you read a book, whatever, the sideways looks, the problems, the fights. They can't stand that shit. And you're telling me that it's white people, that it's the rich people? I used to believe that. But walking around enough, seeing shit, having your own brain, you realize that that's bullshit. It's the blunt truth. Oh, there'll be more. Oh, yeah. Just know that.